Okay, so Devonta Smith takes a low-key shot at the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, an NFL insider keeps it real on the likeliness of the Eagles signing safety Justin Simmons or new free agent cornerback Jaire Alexander. But that's not all. Check out where Tanner McKee ranks among the top 10 backup quarterbacks. Plus, Jalen Hurts comments on being better at working with new OCs, and Saquon Barkley clarifies the whole retirement talk. Let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you rock with our Philadelphia Eagles, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So yesterday, as soon as I uploaded my video, the Eagles signed Jihaad Campbell. Tom Pelissero was the first to note it. The Eagles agreed to terms with the 31 overall pick Jihaad Campbell on his 4-year, $14,903,574 fully guaranteed deal with the 5th-year option, which means Howie Roseman only has one more rookie to get under contract, safety out of Texas, Andrew Makuba, and I have no doubt that it will be sometime before Monday. Switching gears to Devonta Smith, low-key taking a shot at the Washington Commanders defense. He was asked, where does a Super Bowl catch rank? And he said this.
I would say it's top 3.
And the other 2?
I would say one of the catches against, the other 2 would be 2 catches against Washington. It's a lot of them, so.
What's yours?
He ain't lying, though. You saw the one before him talking, the one next to me, and there's a handful more. If I showed you them all, we'd be here all day long. 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Smitty making a big-time catch on the Commanders. Speaking of our NFC East opponent, look at their new acquisition, Deboo Samuel's running routes. I know people in the comments are saying they're just doing run-through drills, so they're not really running as fast or blah, 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 but look at the routes. Look at the sloppiness. Look how slow he's moving. This is crazy. They better pay Terry. Moving on to what Jalen Hurts said in his press conference a couple days ago, 2 things really stood out. But first, this is why the real ones rock with Jalen Hurts.
Last time being here, this changed my life. It changed my life, and it changed my mentality, and it changed everything. I left that milk was so empty. For so long, I was seeking. What would I do when I got this moment again? On the big stage, everybody watching. It doesn't matter but winning. Just take it one play at a time. Let it come to you. Ask yourself how you want to be remembered.
Heart of a champion. How else can you explain Jalen Hurts? He was asked if he took some time off due to the long season, winning a Super Bowl, and this is what he said.
Yeah, I was really got straight to it, straight back to it. And I just kind of do that for my own sanity, my own sanity of beginning the process of fine-tuning the things I want to fine-tune and seeing how can I get better.
He was also asked about his 6th offensive coordinator and if he feels he's getting better adjusting to new offensive coordinators.
Yeah, I'm better at it. I mean, it's been every year, so I think it's just been a progression over time, in a way of evolution. You bank information, you take in stuff, and you really just learning from your mistakes. You're learning from your successes as well. You're learning from all of your experiences. So there isn't really anything I can't lean on and say I've experienced one way or another when it comes to, change or a system or approach. And I think Kevin has a unique way of looking at that. Coach has a unique way of looking at that. And so, I'm excited to see what we can do.
As I said before, Kevin Patula is a new play caller for Jalen Hurts. However, he knows him better than any other play caller that would come in simply because he was here the whole time through the Shane Steichens, through the Brian Johnsons, and especially the Kellen Moores. Plus, Jalen Hurts learned a lot from each one. And so one of the biggest flaws for the Eagles offense in 2023 was hot routes, getting the ball out quickly. Jalen has been a lot more involved and or in charge of the calls at the line of scrimmage, and that went unnoticed in 2024 for the mastery of Jalen Hurts. Some of Saquon Barkley's biggest runs were checks from Jalen Hurts out of a pass into a run because he don't care about stats. He reads the defense, sees what they're presenting, and makes the right call. Staying with the offense, Saquon Barkley was asked about being worried and or was it hard this offseason to rest more than you ever did before?
No. It wasn't hard because everyone that I trust told me basically sit down for a little bit. So in past years when I was younger, you think like, oh, someone's getting better than me, or like I'm relaxing and I see Derrick Henry running hills, or I see Christian McCaffrey posting something. Like the old me would be like, oh, I gotta go. I still have that competitive nature, but 2 completely different seasons. So just listen to everyone. And when it's time to go, I've been going. And when it's time to back off, I've been backing off. But you got Marshall Faulk, you got Edgerrin James. Those are 2 that come to mind right away.
Saquon Barkley taking an approach he's never took before, and it's smart, especially the way the Eagles utilize him in the offense. Yes, I think the passing game is going to be more prominent in 2025, but Saquon Barkley will get his touches. The 2 running backs he named, Marshall Faulk and Edgerrin James, are also guys who told him to relax early in the offseason and get to work when you need to. Your body needs rest. As for the viral clip going around, Saquon Barkley telling Chris Long he might retire out of nowhere, he clarifies what he meant.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever lose a passion for the game. And the retiring thing, I think that caught a little fire on social media. I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. The question was asking me, and just like I don't have a set date or how many years I want to play. I would love to play this game as long as God let me and my body let me. So that's really it.
Too many people were worried about him retiring soon. He's going to play until his body can't play no more, and all the good years should be with the Eagles. Moving on to CB Sports writer Cody Benjamin ranking the top 10 backup quarterback situations in the NFL. Sneaking in at number 5 was Tanner McKee, despite having the least experience among the group. Now, of course, Eagle fans can argue he's one of the best backups in the game, and I think he is, but for an outsider, ranking him top 5 is very interesting to me, simply because a lot of people go off experience, and he literally has 1 start versus the Giants starters, I should say, though, and a half a game versus the Cowboys defensive starters, and he has like 323 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game and a half with 0 interceptions. The more outside people know about Tanner McKee, the more the value goes up. I know, nobody wants to trade him, neither do I. I think backups are important, but if his value gets up there like a 2nd-round pick or higher, sheesh. Let me know where y'all rank him in the comments section among backup quarterbacks. Now let's flip things over to what Jermey Fowler had to say on 97.5 The Fanatic when asked a couple Eagle questions. The first question was, how likely would it be for the Eagles to sign Jaire Alexander? He said, talking to people that have been around him or close to him, they believe loyalty is important to him, connection is important to him. That's why I do have the Eagles on my radar with defensive back coach Christian Parker, who was with him in Green Bay. They had successful years together. Later in the conversation, he said this: I do sense that they are pretty happy with the cornerback room, and they like how Keeley and Adoree Jackson have done so far. I think they are pretty comfortable right now. This is not a situation where they have to press for Jaire Alexander. It would be more just about fit, and is this something that could put them over the top on that end? That's why I believe Jaire is at least a conversation. Again, nothing set in stone, but it's a conversation being had by an insider who has talked to Jaire Alexander and knows the Eagles inside that locker room. So let's monitor how quick Jaire Alexander gets offers, and let's see what happens in training camp. If he's still on the market come July and we're not satisfied, I think Howie Roseman at least picks up the phone again, if he hasn't already, and says, let's talk again, or let's talk for the first time. Of course, 97.5 The Fanatic had to ask Jermey Fowler about Justin Simmons, and this is what he said. Simmons is interesting because I think coming out of Atlanta, I do think he's looking for that Vic Fangio scheme. That's why the Eagles are on his short list there. It's Philadelphia, it's Carolina. That's where I think you should look with Simmons. I know that Justin Simmons talk to Philly is getting old, but they keep asking the question to insiders and they keep thinking it's still a possibility. We know the Eagles do add people in July, August, all the way up until the season starts. And we always talk about the longer a car sits on the market, the cheaper it's going to be, or best offer type stuff. So if we're not satisfied at safety and Justin Simmons is really waiting out for these two teams, he could be doing it all the way to August, all the way to September, which will still keep him on the Eagles' radar as a worst case scenario, which is a pretty good thing. With that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I absolutely love hearing from y'all. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos. Also, share on social media, share wherever you can. Let's bring more Eagle fans here. Muscle up if you're Philly strong. I'll catch you on the next. We out.